Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. This is Robert T. Green, the CEO, pre-post game, also known as Players Rep and Educate, empower, protect the athletes and families' best interests alone. You guys are probably tuned in if you're a sports fan watching Alabama versus LSU right now. Taking a couple of days to sit back to assess the situation regarding Chase Young and as recently James Wiseman. Before we get started, if you guys get a chance, go check me out, follow, share. Follow me on YouTube at the Players Rep. You can also follow me on Instagram, the Players Rep 1, Twitter, the Players Rep 1, also the Players Rep here on Facebook, and also for my company business, more information for sports business. You can go check us out at prepostgame.com, pre-postgame.com. So I'm going to take my time with this one today because in the realities, I sat back and watched some of these things that we're dealing with day to day and how we continue to fall in the same trap. I'm taking it to sports business. If you know my mantra, I say sports is not a game. Sports is all business. I also say invest in yourself, not the industry. For those who don't know, in the way the world works, and particularly the United States of America, the three most revenue-generating items that go in this country is one is the Department of Defense, two is agriculture, which means farming, and three is entertainment. Entertainment in particular, when we talk about sports, entertainment kind of leads the way in all categories. Youth sports in particular is a $15 billion a year industry in itself. And you wonder, I talk about how we got here to this point, and I coined the phrase and created a phrase called sports trafficking, which is as dangerous as sex trafficking and human trafficking. It leads us up to the point where we are today, where you have so many people generating revenue that been on this journey and in this drive to achieve success in what they believe to be since 5, 6, 7 years old, where sometimes kids, the first thing they do is be able to get a ball and a bat in the hand before they even know their own name or their parents' name. And not understanding what you're getting into and how you're turning these kids over to some of these people that you believe to be in your best interest can be not only detrimental to yourself, but extremely detrimental to the future success of your actual youth going towards becoming a young adult and the actual, in some cases, professional athlete. I tell everybody all the time that at the end of the day, no matter what people talk about in a team sport, you need essentially 100% participation, knowing that 1% is only going to achieve their goals and become successful in their actual dream of being a professional athlete. But being a professional athlete doesn't mean that you understand that at the end of the day, you're in search of trying to become what we call a 100,000 millionaire or a hundredaire or a millionaire overnight. Those principles cannot be successful if you don't understand how corporate America works from day one. And so, again, based off Chase Young's situation and as recently as James Wiseman, I'm going to give you my thoughts on that as a second. I'm also going to talk about some of the universities and these coaches that behind the scenes that continue to bully these actual athletes. And I want to make a notice to those actual alumni programs that please don't contact those actual athletes, specifically if they end up working with me, asking for donations and funding when your actual head coach is basically bullying these athletes to not come back to attend their actual games because, one, they didn't play in the actual bowl game. So just understand that that only is going to affect your alumni as far as funding is concerned from that standpoint, but also this information is going to be disseminated to future recruits for the university when we do consultations based off of what we know, trusting the facts, not the process. Okay, so now with that out the way, let's get to Chase Young. And if anybody want to chime in and have a question, you can just put it up there. I'll try to answer as best I possibly can. But this is a deep situation for me because the reality is when it comes to how all these things continue to play out and been playing out, we are more so concerned about and focused on things such as turnover chains and turnover bags and not actually helping these kids understand what it means to really be educated, teaching them business acumen for a goal they're trying to accomplish. We let universities substitute bowl rings and hats and T-shirts instead of insurance, where these athletes are losing millions of dollars in regarding their business. And then obviously, again, if they don't basically pan out the way they want to, these young men and women in a lot of cases are leaving these actual universities without self-worth, without life skills, without an opportunity to really be successful going forward. Yet at the end of the day, we repeat this process over and over and over without holding the same people accountable. So for those that think the NCAA is separate as the coaches in the universities that you send your kids off with, please understand that's not to be true. They're 100% complicit in this situation in terms of they're playing good cop, bad cop. NCAA is a bad cop. The university is supposed to be the good cop. The university tell you everything you want to hear, not what you need to know. And the university or the NCAA comes in and says, oh, You can't do it because the NCAA said we would like to, but trust the facts, not the process. Sports is not a game. Sports is all business. Okay, so for those who don't know, Chase Young was a potential Heisman Trophy candidate as a defensive player, the first one since Charles Woodson in Michigan back in 1997. Mr. Young was suspended indefinitely as of now for the Ohio State University, based off of what the reports are that he met with a family friend, who, again, I'm going to talk about this in a second in terms of sports trafficking. You do not have family friends the senior year before you go of high school, before you go into college. Those are sports traffickers. Those are runners. Those are coercion people that's basically leading to extort you for what you can do for them down the road. Unfortunately, because the NCAA still has refused to pay the players, they utilize these coaches and these other people inside the institution. You pay them the money to manipulate and keep their thumb on these actual kids. But Chase Young, who generated so much revenue for the University of Ohio State University, and for those coaches and everybody else under the sun, the fact that they took almost a half a year to figure out that Urban Meyer had a coach named Zach Smith who was abusing his wife and couldn't get that right, but to say that they're going to vacate wins in a matter of one day and take and suspend him or ban him for 4 games when this kid is on the precipice of doing something unprecedented and be able to achieve his goals and dreams shows you once again this industry was not built or predicated to actually make you or help you be what you want to be. It was set up to use you, to manipulate your thought process, coerce you. Have a guy like Chase Young writing apologies on Twitter about something he shouldn't have to apologize for. In the United States of America, it's called free enterprise. I should not be apologizing for working my butt off to try to chase a dream to fulfill the needs of my wishes and my family, to basically try to get money for something that I put my body and my life on, to apologize to teammates in Ohio State. You didn't apologize to Chase for Urban Meyer leaving or putting them around the other coaches. Trust the facts, not the process. Ain't none of these coaches that you play for sending us Christmas cards, thanking us for the 15 to 20 years that they got of basically utilizing our bodies and minds to basically generate the pay for their kids to go to private school. But you got 21-year-old men that don't understand their self-worth apologize for something they shouldn't have to apologize for. Now, again, for that man that basically called himself a family friend, who many say is an NFLPA certified agent, aka runner, we're not condoning his actions, because at the end of the day, he knew what he would be doing. And this is what happens. When you basically take money from somebody and something, if you don't fall in the line, what they tell you to do is call extortion, people. He's being extorted. I counsel people and athletes and fans about this every single day. Take absolutely nothing. When the NCAA bases their whole entire model of finding kids, particularly in the SEC, with grandparents and parents have the education level of a 3rd grader, and then say, I'm going to give you a scholarship, when essentially you're getting financial aid because they're so poor, pretty much the entire quote-unquote scholarship covers their entire tuition. But these great coaches from these great states are not going to come and explain that to you. So everybody jumps up and down about what you feel like you've been given, but you ain't been given anything. You're working for it. Again, you're talking about being a student athlete. These athletes are leaving these schools with these degrees where they can go into society with the character development, with the life skills, with the knowledge which they need to actually be successful going forward. But yet, you want to give them the hat, the T-shirt, the bowl ring. You want to penalize them and say you don't want them to come back to the school because they missed the bowl game. The bowl game that these coaches are making $70, $80, $100, $200,000, $300,000 in bonuses. Trust the facts, not the process. And for those schools that like to do this most often, the SEC, the Big Ten, I put it out there. Parents, when I talk about understanding your wealth and your knowledge of your worth, get these things in writing. Ask these coaches in their recruitment trip. And when it comes down to when the next ESPN hat ceremony, when they want you to pick these schools, make sure before you sign that national letter to understand that that's a one-way document that they have you sign. So when you sign that document, the coach can leave you where you stand to only have the university, NCAA tell you that you chose the school, not the actual coach. But when that coach leaves, he can tell you that I chose the job, not you. But he didn't say that in your living room, though. This is a fair warning to everybody out there that continues to think that these parents and athletes are going to continue to sit back and let you use, abuse, manipulate, coerce, lie, rob, cheat, steal, whatever you want to call it, in the name of the team, in the name of fair play. I don't know how we got to this point. And again, at the end of the day, as a former athlete, high school, collegiate, and pro, I didn't make a lot of decisions in my life, and I didn't realize after the fact that everything that I did was basically dictated to me by someone that at the end of the day don't write me no Christmas cards. They don't send me no birthday gifts. They don't basically pay any bills. Not one thing. Just the facts, not the process. These people that are being hired are hired under the premise of do what's best for business. And what's best for the NCAA business is basically giving you as less possible and making as much as they possibly can off of you. Simple as that. So how this is going to go? I don't know how we got here, but I know where we're going. Chase Young, James Wiseman, for the guys that, again, James Wiseman that played last night on ESPN, if that man decides tomorrow to go to the NBA, he should make every dime he could possibly get. This is a short-lived window. This is not a career. This is an opportunity. But the longer you stay in that school, the more you risk your opportunity to take care of you and your family. The more you stay in that school, you help send that coach's kids to private school. You help give Mark Emmert another raise. You help give the Big Ten Commission another bonus based off the fact they're giving you those T-shirts and those donated sweatshirts from whatever shoe apparel company you want to talk about, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and Jordan. You're giving free marketing, advertising, and branding using your name, image, and likeness. Yet at the end of the day, we're supposed to sit back and be so grateful for how you want to talk about education when a school like Clemson spends $55 million on nap rooms and slides and video cage and arcade rooms. I'm not working in professional business. I go see some of these training facilities and have somebody tell me the other day, like, oh yeah, look, we got this bubble where you can play Fortnite and take a nap. I said, no disrespect, but I'm not saying to someone who's on their best job interview of their life so they can go play Fortnite and sleep in a bubble between 19 to 22 years old and consider myself as a professional was represent their best interest for me doing that. Just the facts, not the process. Now, if I was Chase Young and anybody involved Chase Young, those 4-game bets, I would not appeal those 4-game bets. Chase Young is already a top 5 pick. Well, he plays another down and not. But once again, this whole tactic by the NCAA and the powers that be is to basically intimidate, to make other athletes going forward and making their best business decision, to scare them, to say, hey, look what we can do to you. But the fact of the matter is, the only reason why you may feel like that, because if you think that the block of wood that you gave or you took away from Reggie Bush means he did not win the Heisman, if you want to take away wins, are you giving back that money that you made off those athletes during those wins? Are you returning that money you made off TV advertising NCAA by taking those wins? Am I supposed to sit back, or these athletes will sit back and cry about the wins that you took off? Are you going to take wins off of DJ Durkin's records for the guy that he ended up losing, Jordan McNair, for his malpractice and negligence? I don't think so. So part of me as a player's rep is speaking on behalf of the players in the family that you take all the wins you want. What you're going to stop taking is our dignity. What you're going to stop taking is our safety. What you're going to stop taking is our earning potential. What you're going to stop taking is the fact that without these actual athletes and these families, this entire industry would cease to exist. But let me tell you another secret when it comes to the pro game. At the end of the day, the pro game is as strong as it's ever going to be, and they're not going anywhere. And if it's a matter of fact, NCAA, truth be told, they don't care if they play for you or they play for the soon-to-be HBL, they play for the XFL. All they need to know is that this kid is healthy, his mind is right, his body's going to hold up, and he can come put butts in the seats for the pro game. So, again, where we headed, skip the bowl games, that's just one thing. This is so out of hand right now in the situation, talking about an actual athlete or a coach that actually might have paid for a parent to come move somewhere. But the bottom line, you pay all these different people, all these different camps to get these kids out there and solicit them left and right. You drop agents and agencies off. Last year, the NCAA, even this year too, NCAA elite athletes, you got agents from major agencies ended up on the same flight as those actual athletes. I'm trying to tell you guys, I done forgot more than it goes in this than I ever would like to know. But I can tell you a whole lot of stories. I'm going to tell you a whole lot more. So much so that some of these universities needs to stop playing with these kids and these families. I'm holding them at bay right now. SEC, Pac-12, Big Ten, you name it. They ready to talk. They got their attorneys on deck. So you keep jeopardizing and using and abusing those that without you will have nothing. That's just your business. That's your right. But it's the same way business is right of the actual athlete say, you know what? Not today, not anymore. My name is Robert T. Green. I'm CEO of Pre-Post Game, here to educate, empower, protect the athletes and families' best interests alone. You guys be well, be blessed. Take care of yourself. Invest in yourself, not the industry. Trust the facts, not the process. Check us out at prepostgames.com.